What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Hunter Labrada and his recent physique update. So the prep has officially started for him, as he is one of the biggest names in the men's open bodybuilding at the moment, and a guy who has yet to qualify for the Olympia. But I do have to say that isn't going to be a problem for a guy like Hunter, who is top 6 guy in the world right now. And especially considering all the improvements that he has been able to make during this offseason. I mean, we all saw that guy is looking absolutely massive right now. He was one of the biggest guys at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. So, I don't know why he said he's gonna announce what show he's gonna do before the Olympia this year on his YouTube channel. Because he already announced them in an interview after this year's Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. Unless him and his team have changed their mind. So the shows that he announced, they were Italy Pro and UK Pro. So Italy Pro is scheduled in September, and UK Pro is scheduled just 1 week after that. So roughly 4 weeks before this year's Mr. Olympia. So that means Hunter is planning to compete very close to the Olympia this year. So this is gonna be a long prep, roughly 16 weeks. And from there he is gonna grow into Mr. Olympia 2024, which for those of you guys who do not know, is gonna be his 5th consecutive Mr. Olympia. So the size that Hunter carried throughout this 2024 season, throughout this time, plus with all that size, he was in a damn good condition. He has never had this kind of body composition during the offseason. This was the biggest and leanest Hunter has ever looked. And that is indicative of the fact that 2024 is gonna be the best look of his career. He has taken care of his stomach issue, his gut health, and he is in a perfect position to nail this prep. So I for one am really excited to see the new size on Hunter Labrada that he is gonna bring to the stage this year. And especially if he can duplicate that Tampa Pro conditioning with an addition of 5 to 7 pounds of muscle on his frame. I have to say that is gonna be absolutely mind-blowing. So can Hunter beat a guy like Nick Walker this year at the Olympia? Do let me know what you guys think. So Jon De La Rosa's physique update is next. Although he hasn't officially announced it, but he might be doing Tampa Pro in August, and that makes this update about 9 or 10 weeks out. So I don't see a reason why Jon De La Rosa won't be able to qualify for this year's Mr. Olympia, especially if he duplicates that Arnold Classic Ohio look. And not only just that, the reason Jon skipped the Detroit Pro, which was scheduled just a few weeks after Arnold UK, and there was a lot of pressure on him that he should compete at that show. But the reason he skipped was due to the fact that he wanted to add more mass, more muscle in certain areas. And he has been executing that plan very smoothly, especially in these last couple of months. So Jon De La Rosa was in an amazing condition at both the Arnolds. And him standing next to a guy like Cody Drobot, a former Mr. Olympia, that made people realize how good Jon really is. And the kind of condition he brings to the stage, that is absolutely nuts. I mean, he was the only guy who matched Cody Drobot in terms of conditioning. And that is saying something. And it has been really unbelievable that Jon has been competing as a professional for more than a decade now, if I'm not mistaken. Only Big Romy and Brandon Carey are the two guys who have been competing longer than Jon De La Rosa in the current roster of men's open bodybuilding. And here is this guy, a decade later, still improving and bringing his all-time best to the stage. So Jon always had a good structure, he always had a good flow, but he could never find the right combination of conditioning plus fullness. And I have to say he couldn't find the right coach who could peak him 100%. So chances are we are going to see another good competition at Tampa Pro this year. But Jon has to be the favorite based on his performance in 2024 so far. So this has to be the most impressive physique update of Rubiel Mosquera, aka Neckzilla, that we have seen in quite some time now. He looks very round and the condition is improving as well. He's really coming into his own. So Rubiel was never really out of shape during any time in this past off season, or in that detox phase, or whatever you want to call it. Because we all know he was first up for the Arnold Classic Ohio, then Arnold UK, then for the Neo Pro as well. And although he traveled a lot, but he stayed in a very decent shape throughout this time. And now that Rubiel is totally locked in, and he is 100% focused for his upcoming show, which is gonna be Dubai Pro in July, he is bound to improve. And the fact is he is improving each and every day. So winning Dubai Pro could be a career-changing moment for Rubiel, because he won't just earn his Olympia qualification, but that is gonna be a big payday as well, because that check is $100,000. But here is the fact. Winning Dubai Pro isn't gonna be easy. Even going by the current lineup, he is gonna have to beat 2 great bodybuilders, Nathan Diesha and Beros Tabani. So the kind of popularity that Rubiel got after his pro debut in Prague Pro, that was absolutely exceptional. Not a lot of people get this kind of hype, this kind of social media presence after doing just one show. So Rubiel has the freak factor, he has all the size in the world. So it's safe to say that he is gonna attract a lot of crowd at that show. So everyone who saw him up close at Prague Pro last year, they had a mutual consensus that Rubiel will qualify for Mr. Olympia in his rookie year. But the thing is, he needs to have a plan B. in case Dubai Pro doesn't go as planned, because there is a very high likelihood that some big name will jump into that show as we get close and close to that competition. Talk about one of the most aesthetic guy in the 212 division, a guy who hasn't made it to the Olympia stage just yet, but eventually he belongs to that big stage. Cody Drobot, 2.5 weeks out of Toronto Pro, and he looks right on the money right now. So this guy made his pro debut a couple of years back at Tampa Pro 2022, and he looked amazing in that show. And if you guys remember, Keone Pearson was the one who won that show, and Clarida was the guy who placed second. But the look that Cody brought to that stage, that was really impressive. And if we are going by the standards that the champ Keone Pearson has set for the 212 division, this man also have very similar features. Small waist, good quads, and very good posing skills. So Cody did not compete in 2023 as he had more room to grow before he hits that maximum of 212 pounds for this division. This year he is aiming to bring more size with the same aesthetics, with the same kind of conditioning to the stage. So he looks right there. He is just 2.5 weeks out and he looks superb. His quads are all feathered up. Skin is looking super thin. So he won't have that grainy kind of look that some of these veterans bring to the stage. But he will have top tier aesthetics. Hopefully he will qualify for this year's Mr. Olympia, and he will get a chance to stand next to the best of the best in the world. It's time for the former 212 Mr. Olympia, Shawn Clarida, to shut down all the traveling and focus on this upcoming Mr. Olympia. And for those of you guys who do not know, Shawn does this every year. As soon as he hits that 20 weeks out mark, he shifts gears. So 2024 Mr. Olympia is gonna be a defining moment at this point, because this is probably his last chance of winning back his Olympia title, and he wants that title back more than anything. And his camp knows that they are going to be up against the best version of Keone Pearson. And the biggest question mark for everyone, including Shawn, is that do they really have a chance against a new and improved version of Keone? So what Shawn needs to do is to bring back his 2022 look. No extension of his stomach, because that was the biggest mistake that Shawn made in 2023. And this was one of the biggest reasons why he lost the title to Keone. So this is going to be once again a two-man fight for the title, because Angel Calderon, who placed third last year, there is just no way he's beating Keone, and Clarida, who placed fourth last year at the Olympia. He just lost to Oli at the New York Pro. So again, realistically speaking, there is only one guy who can stop Keone Pearson, and that of course is going to be Shaun Clarida. And again, I have to say this is going to be Shawn's final chance, because from this point onwards, Keone is going to get better and better. But the same cannot be said about Shawn, and the reason is his age factor. Plus, the margin of improvements for Shawn are a lot less compared to Keone Pearson. Ramon Dino is pissed off and is fired up more than ever. He's out there training very hard and very heavy, ready to make a statement in 20 weeks' time. So there is no exaggeration about his current weight, that he is 265 pounds, and what you can call a great off-season condition. I mean, we all just saw him at the Tampa Pro guest posing about 2 weeks back, where he wasn't as shredded as Orskleshinsky. But that was an ideal condition for the off-season. I really wish that Ramon would have done the Arnold Classic UK as well, so that we could have witnessed a rematch between Wesley Beezers and Ramon Dino. And if Ramon showed up at the Arnold Classic pre-judging as well as he did at the finals, he would have probably won that show, and he would have been a 2 times Arnold Classic champion. So from the way Ramon has been training post-Arnold, he is obviously gonna get his density back. And that was the only thing missing from him at the Arnold, Ohio. So Ramon has been placing second at Classic Physique Olympia for 2 years now. And last year he convinced most of us that if Chris Bumstead leaves the door open one more time, even just a little bit, he has the goods to dethrone him. So this year the Classic Physique Mr. Olympia is gonna be one of the most exciting ones in the recent times. And the reason of course is Wesley Beezers. So I cannot wait for this year's Mr. Olympia. Also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.